But we're gonna start now with the first round of the Gamers Assembly 2021. It's the first qualifier. Only one person can make it tonight into the actual final that will be played after all those 4 qualification steps. And we have 64 players roughly, roundabout. We have roughly 32 to 30 players on this server, and only 16 of them go into the next round. So we have skipped round number 1 because we had 128 players who have registered to this event, but not everyone can make it tonight. So that means that we have the first round being skipped because there's only 50% of the players who have actually made it. As you can see, we're gonna play 5 maps. The first one being Royal Cheese by Luoki. Royal Cheese being the first map, and we have a points repartition of 500, 450, 455, and so on. We're gonna play 5 maps, of course, with 4 rounds, so 20 rounds where you can collect points, and only the top 16 is going to make it into the next round. $10 gifted subs or a clip. Man, they clip it, damn it. Man, guys. But whatever. So I'm gonna focus on the battle here for the top positions, of course. Since that will be the fact that is the most important here. It is Pack Jr. I got debated by him, but it's Feet. But I mean, he's playing very Pack-alike. But it seems that he has practiced a lot, actually. So Pack Jr. I don't like that trigram because it is not in the middle. But whatever. It's Pack Jr. playing here. And there you can see it. It is Feet playing very good, winning the warm-up here. So every live round comes, or every map switch comes with 1 warm-up. And now we're gonna go live. So good luck to all the players here. And let's go ahead into the first round, as I will go into the free camera and see what the players are doing here. So a lot of known people here. You can see it is Hugo playing. It is Rachel playing. Is it... Like, you know, there are so many good players actually playing, but also some casual players who just want to try their best, as you can see here. With this guy here, Cat Stealers. Not doing too good in this round, but let's go a little bit further ahead here. So we didn't go into the free camera because then it would look like that. But we have a very close fight here for the first 500 points that you get for that first position. We can see Matus, Dutchy, and also Rachid fighting it out there. Then there's also Feed, but Hugo making a mistake there on the inside. So he wasn't really doing it good. Melio has cut some of the map, so he's not able to finish because he didn't get every CP. But Matus, Rachid, Dutchy, and Feed are battling it out for that first 500 points. It is Dutchy going for an outside line here, but didn't really get too good by the first glimpse. But now he's actually in the fight here. Matus, Rachid, or Feet, or maybe even Dutchy, the Dutch powerhouse, who is going to take it here. We're gonna see a safe finish, but it is actually Rachid with a tie here with Matus, and Matus is taking that first 500 points. 1 minute point 57 from both of them. So what a great round to start off here with a tie. That is really cool to see, a tied round just when we're gonna start. So Matus taking it, and you could have seen it was Feed who went for the safe finish and got 7th position. So he had been overtaken by Zero and Spamman, as well as Cap, because he was on that 4th position. Bear that in mind. But let's go ahead here with Pack, the Opelon player, and see how he's doing that second round here. As I said beforehand, we have 4 rounds on those 5 maps, and the top 16 with the most points will go into round number 2. So Cap with a good start, loses a little bit here, a little bit of speed. So he's roughly, yeah, not 1 second behind because Melio is going a different direction here. But he loses a little bit. Also Mania Ben not with the best line there, but currently it is Hugo leading ahead of Paul, Dutchy, and also Feet here, who all have a very good run. But then we see the mistake there by Dutchy. They're clipping it there, but still is in the race. By the looks of it, also Paul making a mistake. So the Caster's Curse is kicking in. But look at the fight here between Feet and also Hugo. 220. It is Hugo with way more speed here going into that part, and he will claim that first position because it is Feet who went for that safe finish, still getting himself that second position. Then we have Rachel again with the top 3. Cap in 4th. Zyro on P5, then Matus, then we have Savanre, Zavarne, and then also Lulu Talu playing. So P8 for him. But look at the gaps here, actually. Huge gaps between 1st and 8th. So not as well as in the round number 1. So next round coming up here onto your monitor. Let's go ahead here and spectate Blay here as he copes those turns rather conservatively. Also, Jeffso making a mistake. So a player that I will see in the top 16 by the looks of it. Makes a mistake though. So not the best start for him. Blay also not doing it good. So let's go ahead into the battle for that first position. We can see Dutchy, Hugo, then also Rachel, Paul, and also Cap here with a very close fight. So not a round that we can compare to the first round or to the second round, to the prior round that we have seen. Very close. Hugo and Dutchy accumulating more speed. Now you have to do that really tight entry into that, which you can easily mess up here. It is Paul who has almost touched there, but had to readjust his line. So he's out on that battle for that first position. Let's go with Rachel here, going so outside here for the speed. Can he overtake one or another player? It's very close here in the ending. Dutchy, Matus, or Cap maybe. Cap is bonking as well as Rachel. Rachel falling down and losing so many points. So you can see why Feet is going for that safe finish. Because if you make that mistake, you go from P7, P6 to P22. Which is of course not the thing that you want to do, but it's Dutchy winning here with a time that was 0.2 slower than in the prior round, the prior winning time, but he is claiming 500 points and with that going up to P2. But look who's there, the M&M player. The M&M player is on P3, so very good performance here by Zyro in that, onto that first map. Yeah, true that actually, and I think that's the reason why not a lot of people are playing, because they know that they don't have a chance, since not everyone is a fast runner. So great point there actually, Carpe Nostra. And goodbye Toxic Ghost, thanks for joining in, man. But yeah, that's only round number 1. I think it will heat up, and also people will become more consistent here, as we see Zyro on that 9th position, lurking up some positions, but didn't get the best speed. Deska, however, a player that I have not seen in this one, thus far makes a mistake, as well as Feet there, so that wasn't that good. And yeah, he is very far behind with that. So Dutchy, again, very good performance here. Also Spam and Ben doing it very well here. So top 4 battle being really close. Spam had to release though, so he won't get a good position here. So who's getting second? It is not Spam actually, who made that mistake there on the inside and had to respawn. So you can see this risky finish is really hard. And now from P3 that was for granted for him, going up or going down to P15. So that is not good for him. And then Dutchy winning yet again. So Dutchy with a very consistent performance thus far. And with that, he goes into the lead, overtaking Matus here, despite he was getting that second position. Yeah, I would have also not played then, Carpe Nostra. So just go ahead and play on Saturday. Would be cool to see you there. So top 16 will make it into the next round. Top 16 will make it into the next round. So let me actually check who's in there to just give a little bit of an, yeah, how you can say that, to estimate how high the level is tonight. Because not everyone is playing. Only 50% of the players are playing. But I think the 50% that are playing are good. As you can see, it is like a name like Jeff, so currently on P17. So maybe he didn't have the best map 1. But still, it is looking very good for him. Or not very good, actually. But maybe he can make it on this map. On Spotlight, a map by Busy. So that is map number 2. Map number 2 here. With a very smooth sausage drift at the beginning. Also, those drifts feel very natural. Nice scenery. If we take the top look here, as you can see here. Very nice and smooth scenery. Also using the day mod, unlike the other map that used the, I think it was the sunset mod. So, yeah, cool map. I would say basic, but the more you play it, the harder it gets. That's that's how attack map is. So this map has been picked for a reason. There are probably a lot of gear downs hidden on this map, and also a lot of tight corners as well as this one here, which you can easily mess up. So very, yeah, like very open map, I would say, with different lines that you can choose. But I really like it. The scenery is very fitting with the map. And then the risky finish is not that hard. You can mess it up by jumping too far to the left or jumping too low. But I think we won't see that many mistakes compared to the first map. So 102.29 is the time here by Srane, winning the warm-up. And yeah, let's go ahead into the first live round. So again, 4 rounds on each track here until we're gonna go to the next one. So let's go with Deska here. Haven't really seen too much from him. He was in the top 8, lurking a little bit there. But other than that, he didn't really do... Yeah, like, he wasn't really risking so much, but... Or like, pushing so much. Because, I mean, you have to bear in mind, it was Deska who was playing a competition. The TTCS, the Time Chasers Trackmania Championship. He was playing that alone, or a Championship Series alone. He was playing dirt, full speed, tech and everything. So he's a very versatile player. And in this round, it's looking very good for him. So the Polish player is in battle with Feet, Jeffso, Dutchy and Matus. Jeffso not with the best line here. So that was his opportunity to actually get some points. But he falls further and further behind. Pack Jr., aka Feet is overtaking here. And Deska making that mistake there on the inside. So Jeffso is capitalizing from that. But he gets attacked from Paul here. But it is actually so many mistakes in this round. So 3 points for Jeffso. But he messes up the finish. So Caster's Curse again. And I was saying, okay, this finish is easier. But you can see it here. You can see it. 1 misalignment. 1 wrong muscle memory. And you're gonna mess it up. And that was the case for Jeffso. So that wasn't really that good. So Matus wins it here over Dutchy. So Matus and Dutchy both looking very strong here. They have really done it the best here with their practice. And currently they are leading here with 2,315 points. And then we have 2,200 points for Dutchy. So a huge lead for them. And also Zero is doing very good. So very cool to see that the German player here is doing very well. Because there are only 2 Germans on the server. I mean, if I exclude myself, we have Tim, Mid, or LOL. And then there's also Zero, or Zyro, who's doing very good. So Lucas, you're making me proud. Go ahead. You're in the battle here. Dutchy, Ben, and Zyro are in the top 4. And then we also have Hugo, of course, who's lurking there. So that's it complete. But close battle here. I just have to say that. Very close battle with Paul being in a close proximity here as well. Zyro, however, with a bad slide, they had to readjust and had to brake tremendously. So he drops down to P9, but can still get some good points. But let's focus here again on that battle. For first, it is Dutchy, Ben, Paul, and Jeffso. But Jeffso again doing it good. Ben with a mistake. Jeffso is surviving it this time. So that is good for him. A 101.32 from Dutchy. 0.06 ahead of Paul. Then we have Jeffso, Spam, and Feet behind that. So Tim, or Spam, also with a good performance here. Getting himself P4. Then we have Rachid, Matus, and Cap rounding it off here for the top 8. So great rounds here. And yeah, let's go ahead into the next round. As we have... Do we already have a gap between 16 and 17? Yeah, kind of. I mean, Lulatalu is almost 100 points behind. I was seeing in the top 8, but I mean, with that should not happen, actually. This shouldn't happen here. Making a mistake there on that first possible corner. And also here, risking so much. He was seeing that he had to release. So maybe now the pressure is kicking in. So Lulatalu is out here. Or maybe it's just the Caster's Curse, as we see Ben, Zyro, and Deska leading. Paul with more speed on that inside. And it's also Deska making a mistake there. So Deska is out on that one. But what a close fight here are we witnessing in that second to last round on Spotlight by Busy. It is Feet leading here over Dutchy. Then we have Ben. Matus also doing it good. But again, it's Dutchy with a very good line here. Pack accumulating more speed, but Dutchy with the more direct approach. So now we have the fight between those 3 players. Matus, Pack, and Dutchy approaching the last part of the track. Who's going to take those 500 points to his name? Matus versus Dutchy. Of course, it's the direct fight, but what a close fight. Matus with more speed, and he almost misses the finish. But that wasn't the case. But what a great round here. It is a 101.068. So that was a great round here. Matus wins it over Dutchy, but what a risky finish there. So you can see it. If you approach it from the outside and your car thrives to go more to the left, because you're just more on, you have an off angle, you know? You're more on the right, and so it's kind of hard to explain. But this ending is very cool. I really like that, since it's something that I think on the tag map is really good, let's say like that. since this just shows how you have understood the map, kind of, going into that part. So it's really cool to see that. And it is both of them doing it very well. And of course there will be a player that will inevitably mess it up. So Deska in the lead, Dutchy in second. We have seen someone making a mistake. It was Rachid. But Dutchy again with a very good line here. So Dutchy, look at him. He's ready to go. He is at 3,230 points out of 3,500 possible points. So the German, not German player, the German neighbor player. So he's from the Netherlands, of course. Why did I want to say German, actually? I don't know. Because I was seeing the D. But whatever. He is doing very well here and is 0.2 ahead. Then we have Hugo and Deska behind that. Hugo makes a mistake, or has made a mistake, and Dutchy clocking in a 101.17. So we've seen a faster winning time, but Dutchy takes it. Deska, Javso behind that. So a good map for Javso, taking it here. And then there is Matus, Spam, Paul, Rachid, and Cap in the top 8. So Lulu Talu on P17. Nothing set in stone, as we have already played, or only have played, 2 maps thus far. There's still 3 more maps until we're gonna know who is in the top 16. Okay, pause champ. Okay, game loaded. That's very good. Game has loaded. That is very, very cool. And let's go ahead here into the next round. Let's go ahead and see what is happening. Oh man, I really have to think about that debate, and I wanna have that one on YouTube. Since I was mistaken. I was just seeing Pack and a skin, an M&M skin. And I was thinking Pack Junior is Pack because I thought it's like Pack TM here, and I didn't read that. And I was saying, yo, it's Pack because he was also driving well, but it's actually Feed. So it's not Pack, it's Feed. Oh man. So that was very awkward, but I take it with a Lothar. Lothar though, but Pack is also playing tonight, as well as Carl Jr. And I think server 1 is even even harder, I would say. Since it is Nekrua casting it, and also again, thank you so much for Nekrua who made that possible. He's really putting in a lot of effort into making Trackmania great, let's say like that, because he wanted that international cast. And big thanks to Nekrua, guys. Really check him out, even if you're not understanding French. Check Nekrua out. He's such a wholesome guy. He's a really sympathetic guy. And even if you don't understand that, just leave his cast open to support him a little bit. So that would be really cool. That would mean the world to me. And make sure to support him, because he made it happen that I can cast tonight. That's because of him. Because he was saying, okay, you know what? I want to have an international cast to make that game a little bit more growing in the international scene. And that's why he did that. So a big thanks to him. As we go into the first round here on Archilles by Nevermind and Kisla. And we see Paul making a mistake, as well as Matus, who was crashing the ball there just on that turn before that CP. But you can see Paul is coming a bit closer here to the other people. So he is gaining some places by capitalizing from the mistakes from other people. Let's go a little bit further ahead. We see Rachid and also, of course, none other than Zyro. So both of them are, of course, German. I only looked at the flags here. So both of them are German, but of course Rachid has that Jessa Rhodes nickname. And he's currently in the battle for 5th position. And he's taking it. No, he's not. He doesn't make that ending. So that wasn't a great jump. And also makes a mistake here now. So now he lost the focus. And he still has to finish though. But we see Hugo winning it here over Feed. Then there's Dutchy, Ben, and to round it off in the top 5, we have our fellow German speaker, who's doing very, very well, Zyro, on the top 5. So very good. Yo, thank you, man. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying my commentary. Glad you're enjoying it, man. Cheers. I mean, I try to, like, express my love to Trackmania and my excitement. And I think that is going very well. So, yeah. And then I can also speak English okay, I would say. So, I'm just doing what I love, you know? I'm doing what I love, and it's casting Trackmania. I really found a passion for that over the last year. And now I'm sitting here and casting the main event. So, that is absolutely crazy. And I cannot be more grateful than that. But let's go to the next round as we see Matus, the Kennedy player, in the lead. Behind that, we have Dutchy, Paul, and Feet. And then also Desker is in the close proximity, battling out with Hugo here, approaching the last parts of the track here. A left-hander and then a hard right-hander before the finish jump is remaining, because you really have to squeeze your car in between there, get a good amount of speed and also a good line. Matus is taking it here, making the finish jump, and then there is Feet behind that. But you could have seen, if you clip it beforehand, you can still make it. But of course, it is not that easy to do. But greatly done here from the players. And good time here, 57.56. I think that's a good time by Matus winning the round. Oh my god. Okay, we see a lot of mistakes here. But also a lot of casual players are doing it. Okay, so I think it is Yekosto. So Yekosto, if you can understand that, because Yekosto is deaf, and if he has any questions, make sure to answer them. If you can hear that, just post in a yep. Maybe you can hear that or not. But okay, nice. Cool that. So he is not deaf today. So we're gonna go into that round. We have Pack Jr., aka Feed, then Hugo and Paul in the top 3. So Pack and Hugo, very close fight. Or dude, I always want to say Pack because I'm reading out the nickname, but it's actually Hugo staying ahead of Feed here. Paul on P3. Then there's Matus and Cap behind that. No, it's not Pack. It's not Pack. It is Feed, a very good French-speaking player who is yeah, doing a joke out of that. Yo, Thomas, what's up, man? Hello. But yeah, let's see here, actually. Let's see who's in the top 16. Because that's the thing we should consider. It's Lulutalu actually going ahead here and losing a lot of points, because he's 300 points behind Tommy, who's currently the last player in the top 16. So for the people who just joined in, it's only the top 16 who will go into the next round and claim a victory, or can advance in this tournament. And we have 4 qualification phases, with this one being the first one. And it is only the first person tonight who's going to make it. It's round number 2, yes, because we've skipped round number 1, because only 64 people have shown up tonight. Okay, Tommy with a good round this time though, so he can make it happen and come a little bit, get a little bit of more air to breathe here. But look at Dutchy. Dutchy is so good tonight. He's so good tonight, and he's winning this round yet again if he survives this finish. Yes, he does that. Paul with the attack there, but it wasn't enough. But Tommy with a good position here, P5 behind Rachid and also behind Feed. So yeah, that is a good round here. But still some gaps between the players. I mean, it's still 0.6 between Dutchy and Spam. So between the both of the Dutch players. But it is still very, very nice to see that. Because people only had 3 days, if I recall it correctly, of practicing 5 maps. So it's like, it's fast learning for tech. Because usually you use way more time for that to actually train this competition. But still it's going very good. Yeah, you had 1 month of training in the older version. That's usually the length of training, or let's say 2 weeks. I would say between 2 weeks and 1 month is the usual length of practicing competition maps, in my opinion. I mean, the shortest I've seen was 1 week with Trackmania Grand League, of course. But usually for tech competition, it's 2 weeks to 1 month. But 2 weeks is still pretty short. So I think that's why not a lot of people are actually showing up here, since they haven't really practiced and they know that they are not fast learners. But now we have the second to last map here. We have the map by Anisado. It's called Obscuritas. So hopefully I've pronounced that correctly, but I think I did that. So that is map number 4, and I think the longest map out of this map pool. And currently it's looking very good for Dutchy and Matus to claim P1 and 2, but also Paul, the Portuguese player here, who also won a TTC way back then. It was a very controversial one. Currently on P3. Then we have Feed behind that. Then also there's Rachid on P5. Jeff's on 6th. Hugo, Spam. And then on the 9th position, I have to open up the test. There is the Polish player Deska. Then Cap, who was falling a little bit behind, who was playing very good on map number 1. And then also Zyro, who dropped out of the top 5 or top 3 even, that he used to hold. But still a good performance here on P11. It's still very close here between 4th and 11th position. Actually, between 4th and 12th. Nothing has been decided. So I think it's everyone being on an equal level. And they will all make it to the next round. What is not for certain here is if Tommy or Swanee will make it to the next round. Since there could be a player that maybe played this track a little bit more, but we're gonna find out now here on that first round here on Obscuritas by Anisado, my favorite map, but also the longest track. And with that, of course, there can occur more errors. So let's go ahead here and see. As we see a mistake, I think that was actually Rachid making that mistake there on the inside. I haven't captured that name. Okay, Rachid's still in the mix. I haven't really seen that name that fast, but it's hard to really realize that. But it's now Dutchy versus Feet. So Dutchy, a very experienced player, and Feet just, yeah, for me, came recently on the radar on the tech tarmac. But of course, he is a very strong player and doing very well, as you can see. Currently in the battle for that first position, and Dutchy making that mistake there on the inside and is now out of that one. So it is Feet in the lead. Also getting a very good line here. So Deska and Hugo are not going for the attack, but who's actually getting second? It is Hugo getting second. Deska not surviving the ending jump, and it's also Rachel, Jeffso, Cap, and all the other people overtaking him here. So Deska drops down here, but it is actually Feet with a very good performance here, I have to say that. So 105. Sub 105 is definitely a good time here. I have to say that. Oh my god, I thought he couldn't finish, but he could do so. So, yeah. With that, he goes up and has a little bit of more room to breathe here for him, because now it's 150 points between 4th and 5th, between him and Rachid. But also Zyro didn't get a good round. I think he was in the top 8. So let's go with him here in that second round and see how he's gonna make it. The mad lad, the man, the myth, the legend, a very good tech player. He also played a multi-style event that was very good, but now he makes that mistake, so the caster's curse is kicking in. Hopefully he's not watching the stream in the background, because that would be a shame. Hopefully I'm not pressuring him, but let's see here. Let's see the battle for the top. It is Dutchy versus Spam, so both the Dutch players in the fight here, and then their fellow neighbor Jesse Rhodes, aka Rachid, also having a fight. We've seen a mistake there from Matus on that inside. So now Paul on P4 uncontested. We have Cap 0.2 behind, but still the fight here between both of the Dutchmen is going on. Dutchy with more speed, but he's not going to overtake Spam here, who's getting his first position here. So Spam with a good performance. And I think what will occur for Spam in this tournament is that he will become stronger and stronger over the entirety of the tournament, since he is just very good and a very experienced player. So Spam with his first position, if I recall it correctly. And with that, going from P9 to P8, overtaking Cap. Okay. My game was a little bit laggy. I'm sorry for that. But let's see again the 17th position. It is Fast XZ, who is almost 500 points behind here. So 450 points. So that is 455 points to be exact. So that is not good for him. And currently It's not looking good. I mean, it's looking okay in this round, but he needs more than that. He needs a good position and also consistent driving, since we only have 6 more rounds to go. So it almost has been decided who is in the top story, in the top leaderboard. And yeah, with that round here, it is almost set in stone that he's not gonna make it, as Matus goes and just makes that mistake there. So that isn't so good. So let's go ahead here into the battle. There is no battle. Ben is on P2. We've actually seen a lot of mistakes there by Paul, I think. Like small mistakes, but also Spam with a weird alignment there in that turn. Had to readjust it, but still is not gonna make that finish actually. He has been overtaken actually fast now with a 5th position. So that was the counter jinx maybe that he was in need of. But 425 points versus 250 points. That is very good for him. And actually gets a lot of points. But a very bad round here, as you can see. 104 versus a 107 on P8. So it seems that people are not that consistent on those tracks. But fast with that, coming closer. And it's realistically possible. It's realistically possible for him to make it. I think so as well, Luis. That's a good argument. So if you play more maps, I think the best style where you can see that is trial. The more maps you play on trial, the easier it will get for you. But actually on tech, every turn is kind of different because it's not about doing tricks. It's about doing very precise turns and get this map into your muscle memory. Since this turn is not the same, even if you have played this turn already, you know? It's not the same. Since you approach it with more speed, you have to adapt. You have to do all the other things. You can, have a little bit of experience with that, but I think it's only helping you to a certain extent. You need to be, of course, gifted in that, and you get that by just playing and playing. And then you have the experience and stuff. So, yeah. Oh my god, what a close fight here. Dutchy and also Feet here with the same time here. 104.845. And then we have Zyro on P number 3. But great fight here for first. Man. So the second tie here actually. And Dutchy is taking it again. Yeah, those tracks are where you need a lot of time. That's true. On those tracks you need a lot of time. Alright, next map and last map of this first round of the Games Assembly 2021. It's Humble Forest by Clem, be genius player. And let's take a look again into the standing here, because we can see a clear player who is taking that victory. We have Dutchy, who is almost 600 points ahead here of Paul, who is currently claiming that second position ahead of Matus. Then we have Feet, Jeffzo, Rachit, Spam, Hugo, Zyro, Cap, Ben, Deska, Zara, Tommy, Ringoa, and also Swarne, who's getting attacked by Lulatalu and also Fast, who are only 200 points behind. Yeah, it helps in the later stages. But I think in this one, it won't help you that much, because there are still 32 people playing, and I mean 8 will go through into the next round then. So the final might be a little bit earlier tonight. So the final might be at 22:15, something like that. But the next round is already at 19:50. Maybe a little bit later, who knows. But Humble Forest is the last map that will be played. 4 rounds on that. And then we're gonna find out more who's gonna take it. Yeah. So we have round number 3 coming up. Then there is the quarterfinal, semifinal, and then the grand final. So we have 4 more matchups that will be covered tonight. And let's go with the first live round. Hugo going so risky there. Look at that, Hugo with the risk on that outside. It's Zera ranking that mistake. He was actually in first and bonking into the wall. So you can see you're way more open for mistakes here. You're way more open for mistakes because the map is not in the muscle memory 100%, you know. It's hard to really adjust every turn and estimate that, you know. I mean, if you have hunted a map, maybe you know what I'm talking about, but in some point you know the map by heart. But on those hard pace and really hard tech maps where you have to consider a lot of things, you have to consider the angle, the speed, when you start the drift, the gear, everything, and then also like pressure, you know. It is really hard to estimate them. Hugo's doing it very well. Matus with a very good ending line. What was that, Matus? Oh my god, Matus. I have to check that in the next round. Matus from second to first, but what a line here from Matus to overtake none other than Hugo. What a finish. And hello, Alex. Hello, hello. No, it's actually round number 4 who is in rounds mode. Third round is still so round number 4 is cup mode and round number 3 is rounds mode. So you can check it out in the bracket. But it's a different system there. It's the MotoGP system. So yeah, that's how it's going. Let's see again who's on 17th position. Okay, it's fast. But he has made a mistake, so he's not that fast in this round. Haha. So fast is out on that one. And he won't make it. As we see currently a battle between Ben, Dutchy, Matus, Hugo, Paul, and Feet here for that first position. But I want to check out the Matus ending line here actually, because it was also one player there, 2 player making a mistake. Let's check. I mean, he cannot catch a 0.5 of a second. I know that. But still his ending was so good. As also Zyro's doing it really well, but had to settle down behind him. But now Matus didn't get it so good. Maybe it was just the player beforehand who didn't do it that well. So Pack Jr., aka Feet, is winning it here over Paul. And then we have Matus on P3. But the question is, where is Dutchy? I mean, Dutchy only with 4 or 5 points, which is comparably bad in, of course, quote-unquote for him, since he was dominating this match and was always in P1, 2, or 3. So still a good round, but of course, he can do better. But of course, it's just a friendly banter from my side. So let's see what Dutchy is doing in this round, as we have round number 3 coming up. Prevent the word is not a thing in casts. So Hugo, Pack, Jr., aka Feet, versus Ben, and also Dutchy here in that fight. But we have seen a lot of people dropping down. So Dutchy again with a very good line in this part. So now it's actually more speed for Dutchy here, so he can maybe snipe that first position with a good ending. He can maybe do that. He's ready to do that, but now it's back and forth between them concerning the times, but it is actually Feet taking it. It's Dutchy in second, coming a bit closer though. Then we have Cap, solid 0.4 of a second behind that. Then there's Paul and Ben, who had a very close fight, so too bad I didn't check out that, but there are so many things happening here that you cannot consider everything, but still, yeah, Dutchy with a good performance here. So great rounds, and bear in mind, people only had 3 days of training. So last round, it's the last round. Let's see, is there a battle for top 16? Actually, there is not. So our top 16 is already safe. We have Zwarne, who's the last player. Then Ringoer, Ben, Tommy, Zare, Hugo, Deska, Cap. Then Zyro, Jesserotes, Spam, Javzel, Matus, Feet, Paul, and Dutchy. So they are through here from the first match, or from my server. The second server was a little bit harder, but it is looking really good for those players to make it. Maybe even with a good seed. I'm not sure if seeding really matters, because there's still 32 players in after that. But yeah, Feed is in first. Then we have Dutchy and Matus. So what a great fight here to round it off. Ben and Paul also in a close pursuit here. But it's still the fight between them. There's only one more right-handed to go. Who's getting that last first position? Will it be Matus, Dutchy, or even Pack Jr.? It is Feed winning it here. So Pack Jr. wins it with a 101.09 ahead of Matus. Then there's Dutchy and Paul behind that. And then also Zaire with a good performance here in P5. Ben 6th, Spam in P7, and Jeffso on P8. So, that is the first round. GG's to all the players. 5 maps have been played with 4 rounds. And those are the standings. So, Dutchy, Paul, and Feet are on P1 to 3. So, GG's.